Good evening, good Sunday, everybody. Welcome to this game between Good Gaming and White Rabbit Gaming. Lots of gaming tonight, and who's going to be helping me talk through all this gaming is Mr. Extremes. Welcome, good sir.
Yeah, I feel welcome. That was a warm welcome. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, of course, you deserve the warmest of welcomes, Mr. Mike. Let's talk about this game, though.
I need it tonight, bro. It's cold.
It is actually a bit chilly. I got the heater on here in the background, just keeping myself warm. Otherwise, the voice starts to get a bit stiff. Anyway, jumping straight into the game here. Good Gaming versus WRG. It's going to be GG, not Goliath Gaming, on the CT side first. And they have certainly been making waves as of late, beating Big Five recently, Energy before that, and certainly some individual players who are stepping up the levels quite significantly.
Yeah, certainly, and they beat Big Five right after Big Five beat Goliath at the top of the table. So it's on the same day. So I know Big Five had a few connectivity issues, but the connectivity issues were the same in the Goliath game. So you can't really take anything away from GG.
Sure.
That's actually really good out of the White Rabbit now, going for underpass. 3 of the players towards there, so clearly a set strat that they've got in mind, yeah.
Yeah, Ninjask is going to be flashing them from top mid here, but that's through the connector. 3 players going to be pushing through there. As you said, coming through low is getting onto that A bomb site. Ruben doing what he can from Cat, but not going to be really having all that much impact. And it's White Rabbit Gaming who have control of the A bomb site. Nice execute coming through from them. Lost a bit of damage, but still all 5 players alive here for both of these teams as the bomb does go down. Still no first blood. It's going to be a flashbang into CT. Nobody there to play off of it, though. Ninjask, he's still trying to lock it down here in middle. Ruben, one of the keys here, he's going to be able to take down Ninjask. Locking it down on the A bomb site, though, is WRG. Wow, Spaz and Doru linking up, finding all 5 of the kills.
Yeah, they just wrecked them there. Went very suddenly from a fairly, I'd say, favorable retake scenario, considering they didn't really have any utility for GG, to all of a sudden, it's GG, everyone's dead.
I mean, yeah, it was so tense there for so long in the round, all 10 players alive, and then within the next 10 players we lost 6 or 7 lives, so in the next 10 seconds I mean, so yeah, that's quite crazy. Anyway, WRG, they come out on top of the skirmish. Good Gaming, they're going to be on the save here. I like what they're doing. I like that they've gone for the stack on the B bomb sites. They have practically nothing to work with. Why not just hedge your bets on one of the 2 sites and hope for the best? Amongst the chaos, maybe you find a weapon or 2, even if you just come good with a couple of frags.
Yeah, I totally agree. You never really want to go for defaults in these kind of rounds because you're just making it easy for the T side to just root you out, get the money. Because, of course, there's SMGs. There's going to always be a few on the board. It's interesting to see we've actually got 5 here. And Wild Art, I guess he is Wild at Heart. He's got the taser, and I'm kind of hoping to see that maybe come into play. I always enjoy that.
I'm actually gonna keep the camera on him. We might miss a cool headshot or 2, but it'll totally be worth it if we get a Zeus kill. And it looks like Spaz, it might be coming 3 off the back of the util. In fact, the whole of WRG is actually rotating towards this B bomb site, Mike. They do have a player, Rush Me Please. He's in Palace, and he would be spotting that there's nobody in A, so that might change the plan here. Wildheart, he's got the Zeus. Spaz is hanging around, and Spaz... Oh man, he doesn't know that there's a crocodile in the river. Wildheart, go for the Zeus. What are you doing with the USP? That is not the plan.
The rotates come over to A now, so in the meantime, with all of that, they've realized it's only Spaz over here. Spaz will probably go down for his sins, but the bomb has been planted on the other side, so no real harm there to WRG. I don't think they're going to get the round anyway.
Oh, what? Mango? Someone needs to sponsor this man a new pair of headphones.
Yeah, that was bizarre. Let's
turn your volume up, maybe. I don't know. That was really weird. Oh well. Destroyed's not complaining. He gets a UMP and a flashbang for his troubles. Good Gaming were probably licking their lips there when they saw Spaz coming through, hoping that there might be a few more players and WRG were actually committing to B, but it was just a fake. WRG waltzed into the empty A bomb site, and the round was over from there, but still able to come good for 2 kills were Good Gaming, and they take a UMP into the next round, so that means he could even go for the glass cannon AWP here if the team wanted to try and take some heavy mid control here.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they did do that. I mean, I'm not really too sure on Good Gaming, having not watched them too much, who actually would tend
I think it's JS is the AWPer.
JS? Okay,
yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
I've seen him do that in matchmaking, but I'm not really. I don't really want to quote matchmaking.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know.
I'm also going off a whim here. Anyway, WRG with some early presence here, in particular Ninjask. Lots of util, and he's going to make life a bit more difficult for himself with that grenade. Down to 51. Looks like it's the double fake here that's coming through. So first, it's a rush out, lots of util towards B, no follow-up, dead quiet. Convince the CTs that they're going A, and then you burst out after that, which is exactly what they do right now. Destroyed's in a good position to lock it down, though. He's good for one. He needs to find another. He does exactly that. Great play from him. The trades are there. And it's a 3 versus 3 is the result, as WRG get themselves onto the bomb site, but still no plant as of yet, and the crosses are being held. Smoke missed as well, certainly going to make life a bit more difficult. Not the best HP situation for WRG either here. Good gaming in a great position to get this retake underway, but Mango takes the initiative, finds Ruben, makes life a lot more difficult here as the remaining two players are going to be coming from the same angle. JS, he finds one though, certainly going to allow him to get into the bomb site. Still though, the cross to be found here. Mango holding towards the broken wall. He's got it locked down from the pillar. That's going to bring Rush Me Please into the equation. Playing nice and close. No need for them to peek whatsoever. Playing it perfectly here. Textbook Counter-Strike. Giving JS absolutely no opportunities. They keep realizing and adapting to where he moves to. Giving him... Look at this. This is just like two positively charged magnets. So eventually they line up and JS takes them both down. But still, that's not going to be the round win.
He might just go down here as well, which would be unfortunate. No, he manages to escape the blast radius. 3-0 there, so White Rabbit Gaming able to take away the first buy round, which they're going to be pretty happy with, I'd say. This is actually two teams that are really close on the table together. I think they're 5th and 6th.
Okay.
White Rabbit have one game in hand over Good Gaming, and they were both, I think they were 5-2 and 4-2 respectively. So
okay.
Actually, you know, whoever wins here is probably going to trade places on the log.
Yeah, so quite a lot at stake here for both of these teams. So I casted a game recently between WRG and Big 5 on Mirage, and WRG actually did a pretty good job. Big 5 eked out the win 16-14.
Wow, that's pretty close.
Yeah, and WRG actually didn't have the best first half either, and they managed to bring things back on their CT side. Excuse me, it was actually their T side that they brought things back on. So again, they've gotten off to a good start here on their T side. Clearly got it down on Mirage. Hopefully they've got a better CT side to show tonight and round out their performance a bit more.
You'd certainly hope so for their sake, but they've started pretty ideally, you got to say. For Good Gaming, they're going to want to come back into it on the next buy round. Now some connector control coming out here from White Rabbit, so that could potentially be a sting in the tail. But of course, for Good Gaming, they don't have a ton of equipment to deal with. Some upgraded pistols, they got Jays with a flash and that salvaged AUG, so they're going to hope he actually comes in with something. It did look to me like he was maybe lagging in that last round. Did you notice that?
I picked up on that as well, hey Mike. A little bit of jitters there, so I was hoping that wasn't actually my side, so I'm glad you mentioned that as well.
Yeah, it did look like maybe packet loss or something like that, so I don't know if that's maybe going to come into it. I saw Zero Chance from Sinister 5 saying something about connectivity issues in their Starlight qualifier, but oh, this is huge.
Yeah, Ruben eats the flash, but he's still allowed to come clean, and he gets a kill, but doesn't make much of a difference. Clean up crew on aisle 9 as WRG mop up the floor with Good Gaming. Of course, it was just an eco round, but things looked a bit skeptical there at one stage.
Yeah, I was expecting more. I thought he'd get the second kill, actually, but then ends up making all my squeals and noises amount to nothing. So
yeah,
yep.
I also thought
just got me some noise practice.
I also thought there may have been a bit more. Always good to get that noise practice out. Anyway, so Good Gaming is a collection of a few players who have staked their claim in 2018. You know, Destroyed, certainly one of those up and coming players. JS as well from X-Astris, if I'm not mistaken. And Shia, we had the pleasure of casting him in 2017 in ESL Africa. I remember he played for Vexed Phoenix in the first season.
Yeah, and he was probably the best player in the team aside from Jump-A-Lot.
Exactly,
Jump-A-Lot. He looked really good as a CT sort of site anchor. I wonder if he plays the same sort of roles, but he was actually pretty impressive. So let's see what happens. I think he also went with one of the MSSA teams to.
No, was that Shia?
I think it was.
Oh, all right. I thought it was Chappie.
Anyway, it might have actually been, yeah, you're right. Chappie was also in that team.
I'm not sure if Shia could have been as well, though. Anyway, yeah.
She's been around for a while, so
yeah.
Let's see what he's capable of doing. Yeah, 4-0 still to White Rabbit Gaming. Again, going for connector control, and we got Rush Me Please there in Palace just waiting to potentially strike.
Yeah, slowing it down here are WRG, just taking as much map control as possible. Still a minute left on the clock though, so plenty of time for them to play with, and considering that they've already gotten a man posted all the way up in connector, they certainly are going to be hedging their bets towards this A bomb site. It's such an asset to have when executing over towards A, but of course Ninjask towards the back of B here does keep the B bomb site as an option, but now that he's been taken down, that might just be changing the dynamic of the round here for Good Gaming. All 4 players are in middle. This is starting to get a bit awkward. You don't want 4 players to be coming through connector. Shia, he's on catwalk here as well with the Org. He might be able to lock it down. That Molly's going to keep him out, but only for a certain amount of time. Ruben going to be the first man to lock it down. Finds Doru. No trade immediately coming through, but Mango does take the initiative and find one. Time is ticking though. JS is going to be trying to lock it down with the Org. Finds one. And Wildheart going to be there to support him as well as JS closes out the round, and Good Gaming find their first.
Good information coming out of chat, by the way. Although I will acknowledge, Good Gaming, well done, you got a round. Sorry, I was reading chat, though. I should have focused on the game. But he said both Shia and you were with the MSSA.
Okay,
so
there we go. We were both right.
I got the amazing brain, Matt.
We were both right. Hello, I said Chaffee as well. I did not say you were wrong. Anyway, double AWP setup here for Good Gaming. It's going to be the save for WRG as well. The deco, for the most part. Spaz, unlucky. Got the short end of the stick. Actually, I like him. He's taking the mature approach. Look at Doru and Mango. Got to shun them, Mike. Look at Spaz. Playing for that util in the long run.
I think GG's got a pretty good chance here to get another round on the board, claw back that deficit. Well,
nice.
That's quite ballsy to go for that.
Dirty.
Got to know there's another player waiting for him, but he's still fighting.
Yeah, hanging around for a bit too long there, but Shia bails him out by finding 3 kills, or 2 kills, excuse me. Mango, though, is able to get 1. Oh no, destroyed. You can't be missing those shots. That's going to be opening up the prospect of potentially Mango getting an AWP. Although, Destroyed's done a good enough job to get himself to safety. And Shia's going to be able to close out the round with a quad kill. So, Good Gaming managed to do the damage control, get the round, but still some damage inflicted by WRG.
Yeah, decent work from them to drop those players, so will help them out, but won't help the GG economy at all.
Yeah.
I should probably stop calling them GG because everybody calls Goliath Gaming GG.
I know,
There's
but
2
it's
teams now, so
saying Good Gaming every time does just take, a lot of effort.
it does. It's very hard.
Mango is going to be getting aggressive in middle. JS shuts it down with the AWP. So WRG not being allowed middle control nearly as easily as they have been in the past, and that certainly has been the one differential factor here between the success and the failure in the past couple of rounds.
It's interesting to see how slow White Rabbit Gaming are approaching this. I mean, if we compare this in ESL Southeast Europe that we've been covering in the last few weeks, generally the teams there are a lot more aggressive, much faster style of play on Mirage.
Yeah.
So this is definitely what I remember from South African CS, having not cast Mirage in quite a while locally. So it's definitely a more considered sort of approach. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there is. It's just a more sort of pick-based style, which is interesting to see.
It's actually ironic if you think about it, because dating back 3 or 4 years ago, South Africa was just that all-out aggression-based Counter-Strike style.
Ruben.
Yep, able to find Doru. That gets this 2-man advantage now for Good Gaming. They've been looking so much better in the past couple of rounds. WRG left in such an awkward position. Don't you hate it when this happens to your team? All 3 players outside of B.
Oh no.
No time on the clock. Shia has the trigger discipline. Eventually pounces, finds 1. The trade's there, but the damage has been done. Information has been found, and this is a very tough situation for WRG to try and work through as they get onto the A bomb site. Spazzo is going to be able to unlock it with the frag there. He knows Destroyed's holding the angle, so Destroyed goes for the conservative choice, and he does not take the peek, but he does get baited out from the plant there by Ninjask, and he does get the kill. All of a sudden, we're down into a 2 versus 2. How have WRG clawed themselves back into the situation? This is actually very impressive from them right now. Ninjask only has 17 health to work with, but Spaz with the AWP is going to find the kill. Ruben, though, gets Ninjask still a chance here. He knows exactly where Spaz is. He closes the distance. Spaz only has the pistol to work with now. Ruben up close is going to be able to get it with the AK. And at the last bit of hope, Good Gaming salvage the round.
Jeez, that was so crazy. Good Gaming probably had no business winning that after that side take came in from WRG and dropped the 2 defenders. It's interesting to see Spaz pulled out the pistol, and I think he knew that he hit him through the pillar there with the AWP, but
Yeah,
I guess he must have thought he did more than 5 damage.
I
with
know,
it.
and I don't blame him for thinking that either.
I would have thought that too.
Really unfortunate that it actually took so much out of the impact of that bullet. So, is what it is. Nice clutch there for Ruben, but it would have been very awkward had Good Gaming lost that round. So, WRG just going to go for a basic execute into the A bomb site here. Smoke over the top, couple flashes as well. They're going to be able to find that first frag into Ruben. Very advanced position from him, which I'm not a fan of in the anti-eco rounds. JS does a good job of trading one back though. It is dangerous, but still, the frags are going the way of Good Gaming.
Oh, Good Gaming looking to fight up close and personal versus those pistols. Could have unraveled for them, but didn't. Let's rewind it to that previous round as well. Like, I think maybe Destroyed on the site there on B. Yeah, he probably needed to just wait and not try to do anything, but the plant actually baited him out. And well, maybe that's something he'll reconsider next time. But there, it might have cost them a round. Thankfully for them, it doesn't in the end.
Aggressive smoke coming out here from JS, and they're going to actually go for the boost play here in middle. Ruben standing on top of Shea's head. This is quite an interesting one. Their smoke lowers as well. That gives Shea's legs a bit of cover. I haven't really seen this type of tactic employed too much from a CT's perspective. I suppose it starts to get a bit awkward when that smoke dissipates. So there is a second one that'll be dropped by Ruben, but after that second one, they're not really left with much of a choice.
Yeah, certainly not. We've also got the Asia minor happening at the moment where some South African teams are taking part. So, yeah, we do thank you for being around here, considering that's going on.
I was going to say, don't tell them, Mike. Make them stay here.
Oh, no. There goes our viewers, and there goes Wild Heart. Poor guy.
Yeah, well, it's actually a good start to the round for WRG, and they absolutely need it. They need to try and find some success here. They've lost 4 consecutive rounds. Looks like they're culminating towards this A bomb site. Still 50 seconds left on the clock. That's going to mark the time for the executors. They do make their way into this A bomb site. Ruben maybe going to try and take initiative here. Drop in behind the players, catch them off guard. He's definitely thinking about it, biding his time. JS, he's been mollied out. He's down to 9 health. Ruben, he's going to go for the drop, but he gets taken down by Spaz, who has the AWP. Up close and personal, dealing the damage. Great situation for WRG as they get the bomb down in the 5 versus 3.
Yeah, it's probably save time for these CTs. Don't really need to go for this. They've got money on these 3 players that are alive, but the other 2 are a little bit light. So therefore, probably a good suggestion to hang on to. And Destroyed, he probably... Ooh, jeez, he just got a close shave there, and he'll make it out.
Yeah, Good Gaming going to lose the round. Of course, just going to be trying to save these few weapons that they've got, take them into the next round. But there is a few inquisitive terrorists just having a sniff. Mango in particular. So, it's interesting that Spaz has the AWP.
Yeah, well, I was going to actually mention that in the previous rounds.
I thought it just ended up that way when we saw him in that situation on B, but now I see him with the AWP a bit more consistently. I thought Ninjask was the AWP originally. Could be wrong there, though. Don't know if someone in chat might know about that.
Yeah, it'd be good to know. But please let us know. I remember seeing RMP AWPing in 2017, but yeah, going back quite a bit as well.
Yeah, he's the one lone player still remaining in this WRG team that competed at Comic-Con. Of course, Doru coming through from Online Kingdom had a impressive year in 2018, creating a name for himself. Going to get aggressive here towards ramp, but that's flash coming through over the top. Going to just be keeping Good Gaming at bay. Doru tries to get aggressive through the smoke. Mango with a nice trade, looking for that spray control, though not going to be able to find it. Ruben doing a good job as he picks up 2 kills and he keeps himself alive here. Still a job to get done, though. Not much support for him here either. Shia going to get taken down, or excuse me, Shia takes down Ninjask, so that means there's only 2 players remaining here for WRG, both of them coming through ramp, and well, Ruben, he wants to be the man of the moment, but makes a bit of a meal of that spray.
Yeah, just hosing bullets uncontrollably. The fire hose was just a bit too strong for his arm.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, poor guy. Well, now we've got Spaz on 6 HP. He's got an AWP though, so he could do some damage, but he has been spotted. The shoulder peak actually only serves to give him away rather than baiting anything out.
It worked out well, baited out the AWP shot, but he definitely didn't anticipate the second player holding the same angle with an AUG, so he just walked straight into that crosshair. And good gaming, they come back with a round immediately. What a reply from them as well. Keeps their economy in a decent position, whereas WRG, they're starting to dip into those reserves. So I think good gaming have actually looked pretty good in the past 6 or 7 rounds, and they're certainly going to be looking to continue in that form here. I mean, a 10-5 is certainly on the cards if they can keep up in this form.
Gonna ban you from saying that good gaming are looking good, Matt. I feel like that's not allowed to be said again.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of tautology in a way.
In they go, though. Dory of the point, man. Yeah, and he eats a flash for his troubles. He should get this kill, though. And that's Wild Heart who will go down. So there's some site control that comes in. Ruben cuts off as the bomb goes down. Gonna try for the spray, though, and he might actually get it. Whew.
Yeah, that was close. WRG, they've got the man advantage here in the post plant. Pretty good situation they find themselves in. Not much utility to work with, so it's going to be on the fragging. Dory, he finds a second before he does go down. Couple kits here to work with for good gaming, so certainly do have that extra bit of time to work with, but still not finding the frags, and WRG not giving them any opportunities to do so either. JS, he comes good as one. So does Ruben. Destroyed gets a frag. All of a sudden it's onto Mango's shoulders. The diffuser's being stuck. Mango's not swinging out. He doesn't know that they're diffusing. Oh my goodness. He's going to find 2. He was in the hole. What? Why didn't he peek? I wasn't even on him, but I didn't even know where he was. And then when I found him in Sandwich, I was confused.
What the heck just happened there? I think he was trying for the high IQ play, thinking it must be a fake or something, but no, it wasn't a fake, and he just ends up looking a little bit silly. He does get the 2 kills at the end, though, so that's going to hurt the GG economy a little bit, but still, you got to feel bad for him, man.
How does that slip away for WRG? How did Good Gaming make that retake happen? 3 versus 5, and they just find the frags. I was saying what a good job WRG were doing of actually not giving themselves up and playing nice disciplined Counter-Strike, and then it all slips away.
Yeah, if you'd asked me at that 3v5 post plan, how's it going to go? I would have probably said, GG are going to save. That's all they have to do, but didn't happen. I think he spotted a foot there, did he?
Not sure.
It might just be the X-Ray playing tricks with my mind. You never know, but we'll see where they decide to go. At the moment, fairly spread out. The normal sort of mid-control we've been seeing out of WRG round after round now. Nate should do a little bit of damage, and actually there's going to be a flash, maybe an attempt at a frag as well, and he does get it.
Oh man, not really the start WRG wanted. Spaz finally finds a frag for his team. Going to be looking to double up. No, this is not how you work. Observing system. Oh man.
Well, this is very nice.
Destroyed. Yeah, he's holding a perfect angle there. Man, oh man, what a perfect place to be positioned in to shut this play down. Wildheart, he's going to come in and rotate. It's so awkward for WRG once they lose that bomb carrier in apps.
Yeah, it's a curious one, I'd say, because Rabbit Gaming had 2 players in B site. They knew that Destroyed was in apps, and they still try to fight him with the bomb carrier. So, like, you know, there's a lot that's sort of riding on that bomb carrier getting the kill on Destroyed, who's waiting for him. So, yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I think their situation was almost impossible, but it's just there's got to be another way to try to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe pull back out of B.
There was enough time for that, so that certainly was an option on the table. Anyway, unfortunately, it's going to cost them an important round. Now they're reduced to an eco. They're going to get aggressive here again. Spaz, he takes down Destroyed without anything. That's a P90 as well. Probably not the weapon he would have wanted, but at least it's something. Now it's up to Sheer to try and lock it down, but he's going to get taken down himself. Still, though, some frags coming through here for WRG as it's reduced to a 2 versus 2. Wildheart is able to find Rush Me Please, and JS is going to get ninjas with the grenade. Man, that was chaotic.
Yeah, that was chaotic. It does seem like Good Gaming don't deal with the ecos that well. They tend to get super aggressive, and we've seen them going down a few times. Haven't been punished as much as you'd maybe expect because of that from WRG. Seems like WRG prosper a lot more with rifles in their hands.
Yeah. They've got good composure on their T side. They take good map control. They've just been going to these executes now, and they were doing such a good job of finding middle time and time again and forcing Good Gaming deep into the bomb sites, getting through catwalk onto B, and I just haven't seen as much success from them when they've just gone for the straight executes like they are now. Let's see if they're going to be able to make it happen this time. Of course, if they lose this round, that round loss bonus is going to mean they'll have a bye in the next, but 10-5 halftime scoreline is just not going to be enough for WRG at this point. JS locking it down from CT. Wildheart chimes in with one of his own, and this is just looking basic at this point. Finally, a kill comes through for WRG. Ninja's the only man remaining, down to the 1 versus 4. The only thing he has on his side right now is time.
He can do a bit of damage here, but in the 1v4, you got to sort of say it should be unlikely. It's not not within the realms of possibility, but yeah, it's just going to be super tough for him. It's going to be all on the timing, surely, and destroyed with this angle.
Oh.
He nearly destroyed him, but didn't happen. And there's Jays with the triple rounding it out. Oh, quad kill, in fact. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Jays just raining terror there from CT. And that's also another thing with White Rabbit Gaming so far. Jays has consistently been there towards CT.
Yep.
And he still seems to get kills out of it. And, you know, if you know that he's always going to be there, you need to deal with him a little better than that.
So they're smoked off CT. JS just goes ahead of it, hides behind the triple, and that's where you need to be putting the Molotov behind triple and actually forcing him out into the open and making it really awkward for him that he's decided to get aggressive. Now it's WRG who are getting aggressive through middle. JS going to be trying to locking it down here. He's got the angle. It's easy pickings for him as he finds one. Wildheart comes into the equation as well. There are 2 players who are pushing straight through apps, but they've lost their flank. They've lost their teammates. It's a completely different strat right now because Good Gaming can actually focus all their resources on apps, and it makes it way more difficult for those players to actually try and get out into the bomb site. But looks like they're going to be persisting nonetheless. RMP, he pays the maximum price as he goes down. Ninja's looking for the trade, spraying frantically, not going to find it, and Good Gaming, they find the 10-5 halftime scoreline.
That's really good going out of Good Gaming. I did it now too. It's just, it had to be done, considering the scoreline at one point was, I think it was 4-0 to White Rabbit.
Yeah, exactly.
10-5, and considering how close some of those rounds were, Good Gaming actually really well placed. Yeah, 10-5. I think that's going to fill you with a lot of confidence going into your T side.
Yeah. And like I said to you at the start of this game, Mike, it was the T side where WRG were actually able to get back into it against Big 5. If I remember correctly, I'm sure it was the T side where they actually made their comeback and lost it in the final round. But it just certainly did not look the same side I saw that evening on their T side tonight. Hopefully their CT side is going to be a bit more different. They're going to have to get off to a good start here. There's no 2 ways about it. Have to win the pistol round here and kick off things with a positive note.
Yeah, absolutely do. Just looking at some other matches at the moment happening in the Age of Mine. We've got Energy versus Big 5.
Yeah.
And
updates?
Looks like Energy's going to win 59 on Inferno so far.
They did a really good job against XD earlier, beat them 2-1. Blaze was on point, so he's certainly been looking pretty good. Looks like Good Gaming are going for a...
Maybe sad they don't have Blaze anymore.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. Good Gaming, they're getting aggressive here as they push through Connector. Rush Me Please, though, he finds one, so does Mango, but finally a kill coming back for Good Gaming. But looks like it's WRG who's coming out on top until Wildheart. He finds himself a double, and it's just frags all over the place. Dealing in doubles are these players as Spaz closes out that round, but that was crazy.
God, that was crazy quick. Hard to see what was going on there. Spaz there, I think, the man who made the difference of the final 2 kills. And I do think overall, I mean, Spaz is still a very young player, but he's had a lot of experience in top-tier teams in South Africa. He was the one guy I was going to say before the game. Probably White Rabbit would look to as being that sort of stabilizing force. Yeah. He certainly is that on the fragging table so far.
Well, he's quite an experienced player considering how young he is. If you think back to his stints with Big 5, XTC, he was in those teams for quite a while, and he learned quite a lot from some of the higher echelon of South African players.
Yeah, indeed. So Good Gaming here deciding to play the long game, just trying to get out of Palace, and they should make up easy targets here for Ninja. Somehow makes hard work of that particular frag, but he still gets the triple, pads the stats, gets the money, gets the ADR, he gets it all.
Yeah, well, perfect round to get that all in the bank. And WRG at least able to secure the second round of the half with ease. Sometimes we see things getting dicey in those situations, and when you're trying to make a comeback, it's just so disheartening to see teams losing their anti-ecos. But nothing of a sort goes down this time. We are going to be heading into the first buy round now. JS, he's on that SG.
Let's see how he does. Let's think back to Zello from Nexus the other night in ESL SEC with that gun, raining terror on his opponents. Of course, himself a prolific AWP, as is
Yeah.
JS. So, wonder, is the SG going to be the AWP weapon of choice when it's not an AWP?
Yeah,
Basically.
seems like there is a connection there.
It's got a scope, so it's
Yeah.
just vaguely related. I'm just trying to make a tenuous connection here while we wait for the teams to fight each other.
Yeah, well, it's actually a bonus round here for WRG. Not a single player upgrading their weapons heading into this round. 2 MP9s and 3 FAMASas to work with across the board. So, not an ideal buy against the 4 AKs and the ESG. If they're able to win it somehow, that would put them in a great position. Mango, he's going to get aggressive and he finds himself the double. Great intuition there to go for the peak late in the round. Very uncanny play, and it catches Good Gaming completely off guard. Puts them in such an awkward position, as well as now the remaining 3 players are going to be coming through. Ramp destroyed, leading the charge. He's actually been able to get quite far forward, undetected here. Does he realize there's a player under Palace? Yes! Finds the first. That unlocks the initial stage of the A bomb site. He's going to continue to push forward here. Cover is being held from Catwalk, though. And it's on JS now. He finds himself the triple. This is insane. How does he get himself in a position to actually win this? RMP is going to be able to close it out, but my oh my, he only had eyes for one thing there. Forget the bomb plant. He wanted the frags.
Gee, Jays has a reign of terror right now. 23 and 80 is towering above everyone on the survey, and he nearly made that work. Had he just stuck around there on the corner for just 2 seconds extra, that was his round.
Yeah.
So super close there, and well. Is it a sign of what's to come out of him in this half? Or are we going to see White Rabbit continuing to rack up the rounds and potentially actually drawing level and maybe taking the lead?
I think WRG can breathe a nice sigh of relief after winning that first buy round. Certainly going to give them the confidence they need heading into the rest of the half here. They do have to buy up majority of their weapons though, so if Good Gaming can find a couple of frags in this eco round, that'll put them in a great position to reset WRG's economy heading into the following. They're going to get aggressive here off the back of a flashbang. Oh, destroy it with a beautiful opening frag there. That allows his teammates to actually get onto the B bomb site. Doru locking it down though. Doesn't even need the scope from the Org. And, well, Shia, he's able to find one with his Desert Eagle as well. Looking for another. He's getting the taps. Ninja's down to 20 points of health. Needs to be careful here. That nade is going to hit the mark. Shia goes down and it now falls onto Ruben's shoulders, who's been able to retrieve the orb. Well, not for very long though.
He hits him with the insta-dink though, so came pretty close. Maybe if he'd had armor, it would have been a winnable one. And that was very close there for Good Gaming. I think if maybe that deagle kill towards the player in window from Shia had actually come in, that was potentially their round, because it would have been a 2v2. The player coming from Palace might have not been quite as effective. Sorry, apps would have been less effective. But hey, it is a new round. It's a new day. It's always daytime on Mirage, as it turns out. 10 to 9.
10 to 9 it is indeed, and it's Good Gaming are looking to take mid control though. Mango is locking it down. He picks himself up the double, the triple in fact. That is insane. My auto director did not pick that up for anything. Man, oh man, that's unfortunate. Sorry, Mango.
My auto director is better than yours, just saying.
Well, I was initially on auto director, and then he got a kill, and I tried to swap to him, and I changed to somebody else, and that's where it all fell apart. So yeah, already apologize in advance, Mango, for when you watch this one back, hoping to see your sick triple kill, and it's just not there.
Just immortalizing what was said, Jays. Continuing to do his work. And he's in a 1v4. He made it pretty close last time in a 1v3, but this time I think it's going to be a little tougher for him. He's also got the AWP, which, if they do decide to double peek him or whatever, is going to be a little tough to pull off.
Yeah. Got a bit of time to work with here as well. No money though, so saving not the worst option in the world. Going to try to get ahead of the molly, and he just gives his life up straight away there too. Mango closes out the round with a quad kill, so great stuff from him. WRG flawless so far in the second half.
Yeah, updates on Energy versus Big 5, 15-12. Energy still in the lead, of course. They're still on 15. Imagine you lost rounds. That would be weird. But CT side for Big 5 on Inferno, so it could actually go to overtime.
What did you say the score was now? 15?
12.
15-12, so they're bringing it back. 15-9 it was before. Alrighty.
Indeed it was. 10 all here, though, so...
Yeah. This is the place to be.
This is a more exciting game. The numbers bear it out, Matt.
Yeah, the numbers do not lie. And looking at Good Games numbers, it doesn't make for very good reading, Mike. I mean, JS, 24 kills, topping the charts there by quite a distance. The rest of his team quite far below. Looking at WRG's side, it's fairly even kill distribution, I suppose. Rush me please, the outlier there. He's only got 5 to his name. I think he's the IGL as well, so they're going to be looking for him to just step it up in the fragging department here, heading into the final third of the map. Going to be the full A execute here, basic from Good Gaming. Going to be looking for the plant at the bare minimum. WRG going to do everything they can to deny that plant.
Good old through the smoke kills. The second one comes in there from Mango. That was suspiciously fast. Not because he's hacking, just because he's fast.
Still some kills coming through here. My word, I thought Wildheart might actually be able to take down Mango there as well. And still enough time on the clock here for Ruben to get to the B bomb side, and it looks like he's got his running shoes on, Mike. The Nikes are on. Got that morning run going, and well, let's see if exercise really does pay off.
I think it will. He's going to be able to beat them here, surely. And maybe post-plant, you never know, could get lucky.
Yeah.
We'll see. Going for the ballsy plant as well. So
yeah, really hedging his bets that there's been no rotations from either of these players. He's got armor to work with, so he can at least sustain some aim punch, but this is going to be tough. Looks like both of these CT players want to come from the same angle. He must have heard the player drop, so this is going to be up close and personal here. He's looking to actually get forward. He forgets Mango. Does he realize that Spaz is there as well? It looks like he does, considering he's just running away, and Spaz is taking it slowly because he has to be conservative, assuming Ruben's close, and this is a great approach from Ruben, giving Spaz absolutely nothing. He's going to drop a smoke onto the bomb. He goes for the tap. Ruben's been able to get around the corner. He's going for the spam. He's hitting the shots. Spaz is not going to get the defuse because the knife kill comes through, and Ruben somehow wins the clutch against all odds.
Well, if you could see me right now, Matt, hand on the head, mouth open. What the heck just happened there? Ruben won the 2v1 with nothing but a deagle. The man, I don't know how he pulled that off. I just don't know how he got that right.
I think the stars aligned. The fact that he went to catwalk, he managed to catch the first player off guard there. He had the angle. After finding that kill, though, it was such a great decision there to immediately run away and just make life so difficult for Spaz. The passive approach pays maximum dividends. Good Gaming find their first round on the T side.
And that was off the back of pistols. And the spray coming in as well. Both players taking a fair bit of damage. 14 HP and 16 for Ruben and Mango respectively.
Ooh. JS taking a chunk from that grenade as well.
In the face.
So
depending on what you're watching, that could be a bit good or a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, Spaz. 59 points of health for him after that grenade.
Things slowing up here. Ninja, is he going to spot out Destroy?
Oh no.
He must have, surely.
Doesn't look like it, judging by his reactions. I think Destroyed spotted him though. Good Gaming actually got in quite a bit of control on the same bomb side. Oh, perfect from Destroyed. That's going to make things difficult here for WRG. The rotations are going to be coming through, but Good Gaming taking quite a foothold on this A bomb side. Oh, Wildheart with the perfect timing there. He's going to find Mango and dismantling WRG's defense before they can even mount the retake. Beautiful one tap there from Wildheart, and he's on an absolute crusade right now. Still 2 players here in front of him, so there's a chance for him to find more, and he absolutely does. RMP in the grave, only Spaz to find. And it looks like Wildheart's going to close it out as well, and he does. 4 headshots. And 4 hopes absolutely robbed from the WRG camp.
Yeah, Wildheart, we haven't said his name a lot. The scoreboard still would have said the guy's having a pretty good game, but in that round, he just comes alive. The quad kill, but the first 2, they're so influential and just blowing the round apart. And that execute from Good Gaming, all based off of that information are destroyed. He gets into the side, he spots the player in CT, and he just waits.
Yeah.
And based on that blows things apart. The second, the next 2 kills that come in from Wildheart just kind of seal the fate there. So fantastic work out of them, and they're going to be running into the door. It's a pistol. You never know what could happen. You could get some work done, but you'll just get riddled with bullets.
Yeah, there were just 3 players in front of him all of a sudden, and there wasn't much space between them to try and take them down individually. But Mike, what's going on here with WRG? Getting off to such a good start on the T side, finding the first 4 rounds, and then only able to find 1 more in the rest of the half. Here on the CT side, they pick up the first 5 rounds of the half, and then now they're going to have lost 3 consecutively after that, and it seems like they're just getting off to these good starts, but not able to follow it up.
Yeah, it does seem a little tough for them. Again, I guess we could highlight RMP's contribution on 5 kills. I always remember him being the hardest fragger in the WRG team, but now with, as you mentioned, him on IGL, it seems to be impacting his fragging a little bit. Of course, this is only the only game of theirs that I've seen in this particular leg of ESEA. So, I could be completely wrong, and he's the top fragger for the team in the season overall. But
Yeah, in
with
this
a player
game.
as skilled as him, you'd expect a little bit more out of him. Fast out of Wild Archer, and he
Oh.
gets the opening again.
Yeah, he's certainly feeling himself at the moment. The confidence is at a very high place. And look at this from Sheer. The double, both headshots as well. And they are just trampling WRG at this point. Destroyed's going to take down RMP. He just wanted to try and save his weapon there. Absolutely ruthless from Good Gaming.
They're being very thorough before putting this bomb down as well. They're worried that door is somewhere around here, and they're not.
Which I can
gonna take the
appreciate,
shot.
actually. The fact that they're even putting that molly into Palace because nobody came through there. They're aware of the fact that he may be able to, or he may have been able to lurk into there. Often catches teams off guard.
Yeah, some good calling on their side. 15 all on the other side, overtime. Big 5
Okay.
energy.
So all the more reason to stay here then, right?
Yeah, of course. It's still statistically more exciting because the costers here have seen South African CS before once.
Yeah, so maybe we could give a little bit more insight. I like it.
Yeah. I'm just
So-
disparaging them because I don't know them.
Yeah, Mike,
Fine.
WRG imploding.
It really does look like it at the moment. But I don't know if it's that much them specifically or if it's Good Gaming. And I kind of feel more, I'd lean a bit more towards Good Gaming being the guys.
Oh, no.
Dory going down there as well. But
no, that's catastrophic in a few ways. He was going to take an AK. Anyway, just continue on your point there.
yeah, if you look at Good Gaming's approach, they've been varying their pace really nicely. They played
Yeah.
the first few rounds quite slowly. That's when WRG were profiting. And, they've been quite methodical in rounds that they've won as well. And now we've seen the last couple where they've just turned on the speed and gone for it. And
Yeah.
White Rabbit haven't been able to set their defense. They don't know what to expect at this stage.
Oh, man. Looks like
And
good gear.
fast again.
Yeah, they've found their 6th gears. They're just getting hyper aggressive now into the B bomb side. It's all on Doru, and he's actually been able to end up behind 2 players, but he's rattling off the shots and he's not connecting on anything. Oh man, you hate to see it. That is so unfortunate. JS, he's going to be locking it down as he finds 2 kills. And considering that the potential was just right there in front of him, and he wasn't able to capitalize, it's just unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Kind of the story of the game for them so far in this half. Aside from that early start there, Ninja not able to ninja anything, unfortunately, and RMP, well, his luck will continue to hold as in none.
Yeah, this has been a sublime performance here from WRG in the past 5 rounds. Just as you said, changing the tempo completely, being unpredictable, catching WRG napping. And it seems like once WRG get themselves the the first few rounds, after working really hard, they just get a little bit laid back. Maybe don't put as much emphasis on their disciplines, and it costs them dearly. This is the last stand though. Been able to muster up a full buy with a double AWP to boot. Good Gaming though, again getting aggressive up middle here. Shia opens up his accounts as he does take down Doru, though finally the trade comes through, and it's actually going to be a double trade there by Mango as he finds Shia as well.
Yeah, 3v3 going to favor the T's here, but White Rabbit, they need to come back into it.
Oh!
For them. Oof! Those orbs.
That was so fortunate. Wow, that was quick. Nice from Destroyed there as he takes the head clean off, and it's now all onto Spaz. Left in the 1 versus 2. Was originally the 1v3. He finds Wildheart, but it's on the man who's been doing most of the work here for WRG to try and keep them in the game. Him and Mango have been finding most of the kills so far. He's got the AWP to work with. No, he does have a kit. Oh, that's so
that's so close.
unfortunate. The timing, they're just not on his side, so he's going to have to get aggressive now. No kit, no utility to work with rather. And it's surely just going to be the double peek here from Good Gaming. Give him absolutely nothing to work with, and they do in fact round out the game.
Yeah, they do. Jays ends on 28, a little quieter in the second half, but still that first half from him massive in getting them the 10-5 lead going into the break. And overall, the effort out of those players Destroyed with some great rounds. We saw Ruben also contributing well. Wildheart with that quad kill and the opening in the next round that won that one for them.
Yeah.
So overall there, everybody in Good Gaming, I think, contributing really positively. And on the WRG side, there were a couple players who didn't really chime in as much. And of course, we were mentioning RMP, who was having a tough time with it as well. So
Yeah.
I think that maybe limited their output in some ways.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate that WRG found the first few rounds of both of the halves but weren't able to follow up with that and actually mount a decent half. And it's certainly something that they're going to have to look back on and figure out why they weren't able to build on that good start and continue in that form. Was it good gaming stepping it up and changing something they weren't able to adapt to? Or was it their own undoing? Were they just being a bit too lackadaisical in their approach and not really, as I said, focusing on their disciplines as much as they do in the earlier stages of the half?
Yeah, whatever it was, unfortunately doesn't work out for them. Good Gaming consolidate their position in fifth place on the log. They're sitting at 6-2 right now, level with Vatno, who's in fourth, just a
Yeah.
slightly bit around difference, I think, there for Vatno. Terry Loves Yogurt and Sinister 5 actually moving above White Rabbit as well. So as we said, this game actually had quite a bit of potential consequence for either team, depending on who lost it or who won it. You know, winning means you stay more or less there in the top 4 or 5. Losing it, you drop sort of to the bottom now in that top 8. So
Yeah.
certainly not great for them, but there's still plenty of opportunities,
Yeah.
plenty of games left in ESEA. The season is just about at its midpoint, so there's still plenty of CS coming your way in ESEA season 31 in South Africa.
Yeah. Is it 31?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I've got 29 in my title, so.
Oh, you better change that, man.
That's how
Huge
is that
failure.
so far behind though? That's embarrassing. All right, gonna have to go adjust all the other titles of my other streams as well. Anyway, so let's just get a quick update there. Energy versus Big Five. It's 17-16 to Energy. So certainly still keeping themselves in it, but Big Five making life really difficult for them. Tianqi on 31 kills, and Kani's on 15, Tuckbok on 12. So those two players really struggling to get going. Mistim on 29 as well as ADM. So between the two of them, they are doing a lot of the heavy lifting for Energy.
Yeah, two young guns gunning. And if you think about that game, Big Five versus Goliath in ESEA last week, that Big Five won. It was cannibalistic going crazy.
Yeah.
31 kills for him in that one. So not being up near the top's probably why Big Five were fighting to come back from 15-9 down to actually take it to overtime. So yeah, interesting. We'll probably go give that one a watch. And
yeah, Big Five's map pick as well. Yeah, just sorry before we round out. Surprisingly, that Energy are actually taking this so far. And I actually want to pose a quick question to you before we depart, Mike. And it's on the South African scene and what you make of it in terms of who the top team is.
There isn't one, honestly. Yeah. It's very tough to say. You could have a month ago said it must be Sinister 5 because they qualified for the VS Masters LAN first and beat everyone else.
Yeah.
You could have earlier in the year said it was Big Five when they were looking great. You could have made the case for Goliath as well, and then we've seen Big Five beat them in ESEA. So it's really hard to say. I don't think there is a clear number one, and this is probably the first time since I've been involved with SSCS that isn't the case. You know, there's always somebody there that everybody's challenging to try and knock off the top spot.
Sure.
This time around, everybody's trying to get to the top spot and stay there, and nobody so far has been able to do it.
And it's actually quite a healthy environment as well because it just pushes everybody to work that much harder to try and claim that top spot because there is so much up for grabs. I mean, if you think about it, sometimes there may be that mentality that, well, we're never going to beat Bravado. They're just so much better than we are. They're so much more advanced. They've got so much more experience. But now, like you said, there isn't really a team like that, old Energy or old Bravado, in the country just dominating the scene. The table's so open and it just potentially drives the hunger of the players that much more.
Yeah, I think probably a lot of it's also got to do with the composition of the current top teams. Like the majority of them have like 3 veteran players, maybe 4 veteran players. They're not really leaning on the young guns as much as you would have seen from Bravado back in the day or Energy when they were the best. You know, those teams brought in 2 or 3 of the best young players and, you know, built a dynasty off that. Whereas the guys at the moment seem to be falling back on the older journeyman sort of players. And I don't know, for whatever reason, they don't seem to be finding that consistency.
Yeah, the contrast there obviously is the current Energy roster. They've got a lot of up-and-coming players. I mean, the most experienced player on that team is Dweezil, and that says quite a lot. I mean, of course, no insult to him or anything at all, but he's just not the person that you would class with a cannibalistic or somebody of that caliber of experience. So the fact that he's the most experienced player on the team is quite a thing. You have players like Raid, Blaze, ADM as well. I mean, missed him. He's been exposed to quite a lot considering he's traveled with that previous energy team. But it's a very up and coming roster with a lot of potential. And the main point of this is just to counter what you said about how, it's the journeymen who are cracking the nod ahead of the younger players. NEG are trying to make a project out of a lot of these up and coming younger players, and along with that, a few of these other up and coming teams are also quite impressive, the likes of XD and Good Gaming and a few of the others as well.
No, I like it. I like what Energy are doing. I think that's a really cool approach to rebuilding, and the team's already competitive with the top guys. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do. Missed him couldn't be the star player in Energy because there were already all the stars there, but we knew him as that from Sinister 5 last year. So I'm really excited to see the fact that he's on 30 kills in this game right now, and scores are tied up at 17 all. They could very well win it. I'm really excited for this Energy lineup. But
you want to know something else about it quickly before we go? He's the IGL of the team.
What? And he's top fragging. He's on 33 kills right now.
Mistim's also the IGL of the new Energy team. He always, from what because I shared a hotel room with him in Abu Dhabi, so got to know him quite well, and he does consider himself to be a natural born leader, and he does like to lead the teams that he's a part of. So I suppose he ended up with that role when it came into the air of who was going to take the reins, and hopefully it works out for them. They're off to a good start in this game at least.
Yeah, well, thanks guys for joining our Counter-Strike podcast, in which we also casted some Counter-Strike at some point in it.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
If you just go back, about 15 minutes, you'll be able to see the CS. Anyway, guys, follow the channel. I'd really appreciate it if you did. I'm trying to get to 100 followers so I can create a custom URL for my stream and it doesn't look like I bashed my head against my keyboard. So that would be much appreciated. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your evenings, and if you'd like to hear some more casting, follow me on social media at Hayes Castings and my good co-caster Mr. at Extremes. So if you'd like to do that, go ahead and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Cheers, guys.